What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Brandon, aka Mr. N1, aka B Smooth, coming to you today with my very first ever phone review. And today the phone of choice is the Boost Mobile version of the LG Stylo 6. This phone was very highly anticipated, I guess, especially after the LG Stylo 5 debut last June. Now, for those of you that don't really know, the Stylo 5 was nothing more than a minor beef up of the Stylo 4. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But just want to come to you with a quick review, my thoughts, my opinions, a little bit of pros and cons on Stylo 6. Stylo 6 came out last Tuesday, May 19th on Boost Mobile's website. Within an hour of its release, I made my order and received it in the mail 2 days later. This phone was something I was looking forward to because I haven't had a new phone in a couple years. So I'm like, let me check this phone out, see what it's all about. And at the end of this review, I will give you a percentage or a grade of what I really think about it. So let's just get into it. Boost Mobile's LG Stylo 6. This was a phone, like I said, I was looking forward to. I wanted to get in my hand, see how it worked, see how it felt, the look of it, the upgrades, and the downsides to it. So this is the box that it came in, and let's get rid of that. This right here is the phone itself. I've had this phone in about 6 days now. I had to throw a case on it. And in case you're wondering, the case came from Amazon. Ordered that the same day as I ordered the phone. Seen it had a few cases on there. Most of them was clear, which is a good thing because of how the back of the phone is, how it looks, and the different colors that's popping off of it, whatever. But this is a 6.8 full HD 1080p display with the stylus. That's one thing I do like about it, like the size. I got big hands, so I can just put this in my hand and do what I got to do with it. My big hands, I can go all the way to the top without really moving the phone so much. So that's what I like about the phone. Another thing I like about the phone, like I was saying, is the back of it. Now, I'm not sure how good my camera will pick that up. Oh, maybe it got it right there. Like that radiant look. Kind of reminds me of like the holograms you see on like certain clothing lines, or there it goes, popping right there. Certain clothing lines, or sports memorabilia be a good example. How you have the hologram on the tag. There's the LG stamp right there. Now this phone has three cameras. Now the LG Stylo 5 last year's version only had one camera with a flash. This has three. It has your 13 megapixel main camera, your 5 megapixel ultra wide camera, and a 5 megapixel depth camera. And you also have your fingerprint sensor on the back. Turn back around to the front and you have your 13 megapixel front camera. Now there is a bit of a notch on the front camera. Some people are with that, some people are not. I'm one of those people. It doesn't really bother me. It is what it is. When I got this phone, I opened up the box and I was like, wow, that's a big phone. But when you compare it to a phone like the Stylo 5 or even the Stylo 4, the width is pretty much the same, but it has a little bit of height to it. And to compare and contrast, I also have my Stylo 4 Plus with me. This is the Plus. Now, I've had this one maybe a good year and a half. Now, if I was to do a side-by-side comparison, Let's get this even right here. That's how much of a difference in height that it is. Not too much, but it is noticeable. So this phone is definitely taller, but when you put them together like that, nah, pretty much the same. I liked, now as far as the Stylo 4 Plus, I had the regular Stylo 4, and that Stylo 4 came with 2 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal memory. It was okay, but once I seen the Plus come out, I was like, yeah, I got to have the Plus because it came with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of internal storage. So I'm like, all right, cool, let me pick this up. And the plus side to this phone was, one, it was blue. My favorite color is blue, but it's a different kind of blue, but still it was blue. So I had to pick that up. And on top of that, this phone is dust and water resistant. So I was like, okay, let me get this phone. Had this phone for about a good year and a half, almost 2 years. I didn't want to get the 5 because the 5 was just another version of this. That's it. Everything was the same. Camera placement here. What I think they did with this area, you had the camera and you had the flash, and it cut off right there, and then you had another placement for the fingerprint sensor. That's all they did. That's it. Nothing else was different on that phone. And then another downside to the Stylo 5 compared to the 4 Plus was it wasn't even dust and water resistant. They just went with a regular phone. So I was like, no, I'm not about to get that phone and pay whatever it was they was charging for that. I'm not. So I waited and I waited and I waited for this bad boy to come out. Now, I'm not going to say, drop everything you're doing, go get this phone. You got to have it. It's based upon feel. If you like the phone, go get it. If you're not feeling it, it is what it is. But I will tell you, I'm just here to give you, my honest opinion about it and what I think about it and what I like about it. So, well, I haven't really tested the cameras out like that, but from what I've seen, the cameras are pretty decent. The downside, this phone comes with 3 gigabytes of RAM. I would have thought, being a new version, new style of the phone, you got 3 cameras, you would have thought, okay, LG would have gave the customers 4 gigabytes of RAM. They beefed up the storage. The storage is now 64 gigabytes compared to the Stylo 5 and the 4 and the 4 Plus, which had 32 gigabytes of internal storage. So that's another plus to this phone, the Stylo 6. It has 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So more than not, you still gonna have, I don't know how everybody do their apps, but I'm not a person that loads my phone with a bunch of apps. So personally, I still have over half of my internal storage. And you can also load up to 2 terabytes of memory with a micro SD card. I already have 122 gigabyte micro SD card loaded in here, so I'm good to go for a while. And I don't really take pictures like that and keep pictures like that. I might take pictures and maybe a week or two I might delete them. But anyway, so there's that. You got your 3 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of internal storage. You have your 3.5 millimeter jack. You have your microphone. You have your USB Type-C charger. You have your and while we on it now, you got the bottom speaker here. But in addition to this phone, you also have a speaker. Let me see if I can get this to focus. You have a speaker up here in the earpiece. So you got double speakers. You got a speaker here. You got a speaker here at the bottom. Another plus to this phone compared to the Stylo 5, the 4, and the 4 Plus is the spring-loaded stylus pen. Like before, grab my 4 Plus, and I can show you. The 4 Plus, you would have to like dig your nail to pull the stylus out like that. So see how that's basically in my nail, and you have to pull it out. With the new LG Stylo 6, you don't have to do that. It's spring loaded, kind of like the Galaxy Note phones. You just push that in and pull it on out, push it back in, just like that. So that's another plus to this phone. I'm glad LG did that. LG's, stepped up the game with that. They was lacking with the previous two stylos where you had to pull it out with your nail. I wasn't with that. What if a person don't really, have nails or can't really grow nails like that? That was a downside. So I'm glad, they improved on that. Other than that, not too much. Oh, wait. I got to get on there's one thing about this camera. Like on the Stylo, I don't know about the Stylo 5, but on the Stylo 4 and the Stylo 4 Plus, there was facial unlock. This phone does not have facial unlock. You either have to unlock it with your fingerprint sensor, get the swiping, or you could put in a pin. That's the only ways you're going to unlock this phone. I don't know why LG did that. Maybe it's something that was different they wanted to try, or maybe people was complaining about it. I don't know. But that was one downside to me, to not have the face unlock. Because I always have face unlock, and then my backup would be my fingerprint. Other than that, the Stylo 6 is compatible with the T-Mobile extended network, I believe it's called now. And one way you can tell when you order the phone, you're going to see a sticker, and if the sticker got SN on the box, it is compatible with T-Mobile's extended network. Now, you will still have to go to the store and get a TN SIM card. Purchase that. It may be $10, I believe it is. Purchase that. Have it activated, and then you will have to do a firmware update. So be mindful of that when you get this phone, because right now, just like all the other previous Boost Mobile phones, is preloaded with a Sprint SIM card. So when you get this phone, it will not come with a TN SIM card. You will have to go to a Boost Mobile store and ask for one. And like I said, they around about $10, and they know what you're talking about when you bring that up. It's a TN SIM card. Another, I guess I could say another downside or negative maybe to this phone is it does not have a notification light at the top of the phone. So if your phone is, blacked out like this or whatever, you get a missed call or a missed text or miss any kind of alert, you do not have a notification light, which means you're going to have to light up the phone however you want to do it and see the notification on your screen. That's the only way you're going to find out if you got a missed call, missed text, or any kind of alert going on. It does not have the notification light, and that was like a downside to me. Even when it's charging, and you want to know, okay, is your phone charged up or is it charging up? You don't have that luxury of having that light like you did with the Stylo 5 and the 4 and the 4 Plus. As long as I've had this phone, like I said, I've had this phone for 6 days, and I've been playing with it here and there. Like within the first 24 to 48 hours, I'm really playing with it, setting everything up how I want to set it up. That's how I figure out what I like about the phone, what I'm not gonna like about it. If I was to give this phone a percentage grade, I would say it's somewhere between 85 and 90%. I like this phone. Like I said, the two things that I didn't like was the no notification light at the top, The notch don't bother me, so we can just eliminate that. And no facial unlock on this phone. Other than that, I like it. I enjoy it. Also, I left this little, I don't know if y'all can really see that focus. I left this little plastic screen thing they had on the phone. I ordered me some tempered glass. At the same time, I ordered this case from Amazon. I'm still waiting on that to come in. I think they're supposed to be here tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So I got me some tempered glass coming in. As soon as I get that, I'm gonna snatch this off, put my tempered glass in. I'm good to go. I bought a couple of these cases, like I said, off Amazon too. I think for one case it was like $8.99, something like that. And I got that a couple of days later. But clear, especially with clear cases, they turn a funny, like a yellowish kind of color because they, dirty after so long, got oil and stuff on it from, touching it and all that kind of stuff. And that's one thing about me. I'm gonna touch my phone and whatnot, but you best believe I'm gonna be wiping it off, cleaning it, making it look brand new each and every day. That's the type of person I am. I like having a clean phone. I don't like a whole bunch of fingerprints or smudges anywhere. So, it's one thing I like about this phone, like that pop right there. It's different, You don't see a lot of phones like that. Like the Stylo 4 and the 4 Plus, they was real bad on fingerprints. Now I got a clear case on this one because it was a color phone. But if I take this case off, like it's got a bunch of, look at that. It's got a bunch of fingerprints and scratches, and this was real scratch heavy. It might be an instance where you can just touch it and put a scratch on it. That's the kind of back of this phone. That's how this was. Fingerprints, dirt, smudges, not so much dust, but I was like, what? And sometimes it feel like even with the case, it'll still get like this. But this was a good phone. It treated me good. It did what it needed to do when it needed to do it. So I can't complain too much about this phone. But towards the end, I guess my phone knew, like, I know you looking at another phone. So I'm gonna start acting up on you, and then start, glitching. Text messages wouldn't, go through, or I'll be on certain apps and it'll shut down. And I just got on the app and you shutting down already, but whatever. I'm gonna still keep this phone because I'm gonna use it for my photography and my videography. Haven't been doing too much of that because COVID-19 out here, so you got social distance, and it's not too much going on anyway. I like doing stuff like that for certain events, but yeah, so I'm gonna still keep this phone around and do that with that. But this is my new toy for a while. Hopefully, when the Stylo 7 come out next year, if LG continues to do the Stylo line, y'all gotta put at least 4 gigabytes of RAM. Like seriously, like we in 2020 now. Put 4 gigabytes of RAM. You can keep the 64 gigabytes of internal storage. That's good. If you want to beef it up, that's perfect too. But don't go no lower than 64 gigabytes of internal storage. So that's pretty much my review and opinions and outlooks on this phone. I like it. Like I said, I would give it, even with this, I always keep me a towel around, wipe that down. But I like this phone. It's kind of big in my pocket, but I got big hands. I don't mind a big phone because you get on social media, you can turn like this. Oh, another thing about this, when you turn it on, you have the option of using a regular light, or you can turn it into dark mode. It's got NFC on here as well. A couple other things, y'all can check out once you get the phone. I'm not going to say I highly recommend it, but if you do still have the Stylo 4, the 4 Plus, or even the 5, go ahead and get this phone. Right now it's on retail price at Boost Mobile for $219.99, but it is on sale for $179.99. I happen to get this phone while it was on sale, and then as a Boost customer, they had the another 20% off on top of that. So I got this phone for maybe $150 after taxes. But that was the deal at the time. But it's a good deal now for $179.99, in my opinion. Like I said, this is my opinion, so take that for what it's worth. I like this phone. I can't complain too much about it. I only had a couple complaints compared to the positives. So, like I said, I would give this phone anywhere between an 85 and a 90 as far as the percentage. LG messed up by giving us only 3 gigabytes of RAM. If it would have been 4, then we would have been talking about 90% on this phone. But other than that, this is a good phone. I'm gonna play with it a little bit more, do some, a couple of custom adjustables on here. But that's about it. So now we're at the end of this video. Hopefully you liked it, so you can like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It's not much on my channel, but I'm gonna start getting more into YouTube and then putting up different reviews and stuff like that. But like I said, this is my very first phone review, so hopefully you guys liked it. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't like it, hey, put in a comment what you think I could do better, and I can move on with that. Hopefully everybody is staying safe out here amongst this COVID-19. Keep your social distances, and peace out.